Hello and welcome to episode 14 of Two Bros in a Pod. This one is a special Halloween edition episode. Wyatt, how you doing?
Oh, great. It's spooky season, everyone. It's
Get
so
spooky.
spooky. It's just spooky.
Great, well said. Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's got me shaking in my boots.
Yeah, so everybody stick around. At the end, we're going to do our top 5 Halloween candy list. It's bound to be incredible. The best list you've ever heard in your life. So stick
Of
around
course.
for that. But, all right, Julie, you got to stop laughing in the background over here, okay?
Sorry.
I'm recording this in my room right now, and Julia is laying in bed reading a book. But as soon as I talk, she's over there giggling in the background. So,
The mic can hear you.
yeah, the mic can hear you, Wyatt said. So be careful. Don't say anything. Don't say anything crazy.
Noted.
Yeah. But yeah, so I finally got a new setup. I actually have room. I'm sitting at a desk with room.
about
I'm
that?
not sitting at a nightstand jammed in the corner of my room with no leg room, no arm room, just no room in general. Finally got
Good.
my own space. We officially moved down a level in our apartment, and we're almost moved in. We still got some stuff that we're going to put off, I'm sure, for a while, but yeah, finally got all moved in.
So everything is in the new apartment now. Nothing's still upstairs that you guys got to grab.
Nope, everything's in the new apartment. We moved it all within 2 days. They gave us 3 days, but moved it all within 2 days and did a really quick cleaning and called it a day. But so like right now, our living room and kitchen, it's getting better, but it was a mess for most of last week. In our bedroom, we just started putting a lot of the extra stuff away today. But yeah, everything's down here at least, so that's good.
That's a plus.
Yeah, yeah. So what have you been up to the last week?
Well, I had the weekend off, so no games, no nothing. Was just able to kind of just relax, do like nothing, do a lot of meal prepping on Sunday. That was a good time. I really didn't watch any football on Sunday. I'm really glad I didn't watch any football because if I would have saw the Bills score in live time, I probably would have choked someone. But that's okay. It was actually a very relaxing weekend. I'm glad that it happened, and it'll probably be one of the last weekends I have fully off in a while. So I took full advantage of it.
That's good. Yeah, I was watching. I was at Miller's Ale House. That's where we go usually on Sundays. It's like a sports bar place. We were watching some football games, and just a typical Buffalo Bills performance. They just, I don't get it, but they mess around, and I don't know. Usually they come back and win, but this time they made the comeback and then gave it up again right away to the frickin' Patriots, who are terrible, by the way. So, don't know what's going on there with Buffalo, but they got to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Other than that, I mean, Packers were horrible again. They have this thing where they just can't score, can't even get like a first down in the first half. So, they're really bad. They made at least an effort to come back, but yeah, I don't see much hope for them. Their schedule's been pretty easy so far, and they still have struggled. So, who knows? I think if we're lucky, they win 5 or 6 games this year, but not looking the greatest.
Yeah.
It's almost like, dang, we should have tanked for Caleb Williams like the rest of the league, but
The rest of the league.
yeah.
Everyone sucks.
Everyone does suck. I was just listening to a podcast today, and they were saying, like, at this point in the year in 2020, I believe, so just 3 seasons ago, there was 150 more touchdowns scored at this point compared to compared to this year. So
Yeah.
the offense, for some reason, scoring is like way down. And I think it's just because there's
Yeah.
a bunch of crappy crappy quarterbacks. A lot of young guys, just a lot of crappy quarterbacks.
You think it's all crappy quarterbacks? You think?
I do, yeah. Cause like, you got Patrick Mahomes, who's like the bona fide star quarterback. Nobody
Yeah.
else is really in his league. Others can be on certain weeks, but they're not consistently in his league. And then, like, even Josh, I mean, he's probably close to leading the league in interceptions again. He just doesn't know how to take care of the ball. Jalen Hurts is probably in that top category now because the Eagles have been pretty dominant, but he's
Yeah.
turning the ball over a lot too. I don't know, like, and the days of Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees are gone. Like Rodgers, he's not playing right now because he's injured. So like, just that top tier of quarterbacks isn't as good anymore. I feel like, or there's not as many of them. A lot of rookies, a lot of like super average QBs out there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I know, like, just from watching games, the NFL kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Like the games aren't really appealing by any means. They're either like blowouts or they're very low scoring games, I feel like.
yeah. There's been some weird ones. I don't know. Every time I still do the thing where I guess what the betting line is going to be for each game,
Yeah.
and a lot of the games are just really crappy matchups.
Yeah.
But they still do the London games too, which I hate. They always suck. They always
Yeah.
send the Jaguars over there. Those aren't fun. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it. Offense is just down. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems odd.
Yeah. But who cares about football right now? Did you hear the news today about a certain
What's the-
someone in Milwaukee?
Giannis's contract extension?
Yeah, baby. Yep.
Was it 2027, 2028?
Yeah, so he's under contract for 2 more years, and then he signed a 3-year extension today on top of that. So
Okay.
got him locked up for 5 years. That deal, the extension was 3 years, 186 million. So I think it's like 62 million per year. It's wild.
That's insane.
The contracts are just insane nowadays, and it's just going to keep going up. All sports, but basketball, you're lucky because there's only 15 spots on a team, so those guys just get paid a lot. But
What's funny, like, we're talking about that of like $62 million a year, and you talk about baseball contracts, like, those guys aren't getting paid that much per year.
no,
Not even close.
no, not yeah. Football either. Like Patrick Mahomes signed whatever the richest
Well-
contract was, and that's like basic for an NBA star.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he's making like 50 a year, but
Yeah, but like
still
yeah,
a lot.
yeah, it's that's a lot. But
Still a lot.
baseball, what is it now? I know we talked about how they get those really long contracts if you're a superstar. Like, what did Harper sign for? Didn't he sign like almost a 10-year deal or something like that?
Yeah, he signed for 10 years. I want to say it was 330.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just over 30 mil.
Just like
Uh-huh.
an insane total amount, but when you compare
Yeah.
that to NBA players, that's half. He's making half what Giannis will be making
Right.
per
Right.
year. So
Right.
yeah, it's crazy. But I don't know. Do you think baseball contracts are ever gonna catch up to the NBA, or NFL contracts ever gonna catch up?
No, because I think the NBA, where you're seeing like now, like Giannis, yes, he's getting 62 million, but it's a span of 5 years. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like the longevity of NBA stars aren't as long as the longevity of an NBA or an MLB star,
Yeah.
just because like the designated hitter, you can add a couple years to just hitting for, a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. to finish off your contract. Like, I don't see that with the NBA. Like, I think LeBron James is just one of his own. Of like, I don't think many NBA stars are going to be doing
Year
as many years
21.
as LeBron. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree with you. NBA does have, I think, a 5-year contract is the maximum length contract that they can sign. So baseball doesn't have that low of a limit. And then football, I mean, the sport is just so dangerous. People get injured so often. They're not going to sign anybody to a deal like that. Like, if you're a quarterback and you're really good, you can get one of those. But all the other positions, it's just like, doesn't make sense for the team.
Yeah, I think that quarterback position in the NFL is almost like a hybrid of MLB, NBA, because like I feel like Mahomes' contract was pretty. I can't remember the details of it, but I want to say it was like almost like an 8-year, like 6 or 7 year thing. But he was making on average like 49.5 mil per year. So I feel like that's kind of like the happy middle between the NBA and the MLB right there.
Yeah. So I just did a quick like Google search. It says in 2022, Mahomes agreed to a 10-year, $450 million extension with the Chiefs. But then they've restructured that and like signed more extension. Like they've changed it since then, because new quarterbacks have been getting new deals, and Patrick is like, I'm the best QB in the league, I should be paid as the best, and so they kind of keep messing with his contract and updating it to make him kind of the highest paid guy in the league. But
and I don't think he is right now.
I know Lamar
just signed.
I know Lamar signed the beginning of this year, and I think that made him the highest paid, but there was another one too. I can't remember.
I want to say it was Hurts, but
I'm not sure.
Could have been someone else.
Yeah. But yeah, like QBs will get that. Some wide receivers will get not near that, because QB is the only position that truly matters like that to the team. But yeah, the rest of the guys, I mean, they still make a good living, so we shouldn't feel bad for them. But it's just crazy what the top tier guys are getting.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely like a tail off between quarterback and lineman, or or a special teams guy. So
yeah, some of the and the crazy thing is, like, middle linebackers, for instance, they don't get paid huge amounts unless you're like the best, and they're the ones like they're in every play, making a tackle every play, getting just laid out all the time, laying their bodies on the line all the time. Running backs too, they make, like Saquon, every running back this year holding out for a new contract, and if they actually get paid, it's a miracle, but they're not getting anywhere close to QB money, and it's just because they're taking a beating. Like, they're getting lit up every week, so it makes no sense for the team to sign them for long term. But yeah, I don't know, like, when you see that amount of money whenever anybody new signs, you're just like, God, all they do is play sports. But it's not fair, it's not right. But at least for Giannis, it couldn't happen to a better person. So I'm okay with him. It's like, sure, make all the money you want. He's done everything. He's made Milwaukee the team they are. He's brought in so much money to Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin too. Like, none of the stuff that's there now would be there if he wasn't on the team. Because, like, year he was drafted, that was the year everybody started talking about selling the team, and that's when Herb Cole, the owner at the time, was looking to sell the team, and everybody's like, oh yeah, they're going to get rid of him. They're not going to be in Milwaukee. Thankfully, Herb Cole sold it to somebody and made sure that they weren't going to relocate the team, but like, we had a dump for a stadium. We had a terrible team with the worst record in the league, but we had Giannis, and you could see potential, and we had drafted Jabari at the time. So there was, like, hope, and thankfully, Giannis turned into what he is. Now you got this whole like the whole Deer District area. Like they just put a huge new hotel in. There's restaurants everywhere. Like brought a lot of money to that city. So
Fear the deer.
hell yeah, we got a couple days, and I'll be back in Wisconsin for the home opener. So I'm pumped.
Oh man, it's crazy that we're already end of October.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
October's flying by.
Now,
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's enough sports talk. We got to get to what everybody's waiting for.
well, before we get to that, we cut yourself off on last week about MCU stuff that you wanted to touch on. Do we want to touch on that a little bit tonight, or we want to wait on that?
Sure, we could give the people a little taste of the MCU. Sure.
A little sprinkle.
Yeah. A little dusting, kind of like the Endgame or the Infinity War dusting particles floating away. Yeah. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast, and I think it was the Bill Simmons podcast, but he had on someone who works for The Ringer, and they're like a super MCU nerd. They love the MCU, love all the movies, love all the shows. They're on top of that. And she brought up an interesting topic, and she's like, I think the reason that people are hesitant to get into the MCU or just lost interest in the MCU is because it feels like there's all these things that you need to watch before you can jump in so you can know what's going on. Like, because they're all connected,
Yeah.
it's throwing people off. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like if you're, especially like other people talking to you about the MCU and you don't know what's going on, you're like, oh, you got to watch this, this, and this, and this,
Yeah.
and this, and that, and that, and that. So like, I could see a person get nervous about jumping into like a Disney Plus series that's MCU related, like a Moon Knight or something like that. Like I feel like you can get away with it, and there's going to be some things you don't pick up. But for a general fan, and you're trying to get them engaged, or a general person that's not a fan, trying to get them engaged, I agree with that. I think it's difficult for them to jump on board with however many shows and movies there are now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's in those initial phases, there's 20-something movies, all leading to a specific conclusion, and
Right.
you can watch them standalone, but there's going to be moments where they have jokes that you're not going to understand. There's people that you don't know that just show up. You're going to be a little confused. So I completely get that. And yeah, that's actually been a big reason why I didn't watch any of like the new shows. Wasn't WandaVision like the first show kind of after Endgame? Yeah. So I watched that one. It took me a while, but I did get around to watching it. But then they kept popping out shows. You got Captain America and whatever, Falcon.
Oh yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You got the Loki shows, which they already have a couple seasons out for that.
Yep.
Hawkeye. I mean, they just keep coming out with them, and I never kept up with it. And now it's like, I don't know if I can jump in because I don't want to watch all of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it from like their like the MCU and like the diehard fans aspect, because it's like they shine light on some like smaller roles in the bigger picture of things. So like you're not going to do a movie on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like they were able to kind of break it up into 6 episodes, get a little deeper within the characters. Like same with WandaVision. Like at the time, like Wanda wasn't a huge character as far as like the OG characters in the first Avengers, but like having them get some more screen time by doing some episodes and building up to something, I thought they did a pretty good job on those earlier ones. I haven't even kept up with any of them. Like I haven't seen all of Secret Invasion, and I haven't seen any of Loki, and I loved the first season of Loki. It got me really excited for what was to come. I know I'm like venting and ranting now, but it's like I'm frustrated by like Kevin Feige putting out all of this stuff similar to what he did for all the other phases, and now it's like everything's put on hold because I don't know if they think things have sucked or just fans don't like it and that's the reason why, and they're just halting everything. So like all of these timelines they have, they've changed it now way too many times to where it's like, what do I believe and why do I care now to watch you if he comes back on and says, okay, this is the updated timeline and does all this fancy shit and all the whatever, right? It's like, I don't know. I just like, let's just stick with something and go with it.
And I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. Like you have the strike, which happened, which put a lot of things on hold.
True.
But
true.
These projects, all the shows they're making, like their budgets are insanely huge. Like they're spending so much money on these shows and they're not getting the viewership that they need to profit off of it. And
Sure.
it's a wider problem with all of streaming. Like all the streaming platforms are competing against each other. They're all spending way too much money on their content and not getting enough in return.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody's like increasing their rates. That's why Netflix is making you pay now. They're not letting you share your password anymore. Like everybody's struggling. I've heard that like the streaming wars is just causing a lot of problems. Disney, for example, Disney Plus, that's the biggest problem for them is all these shows specifically. Like they're putting so much money into creating this content, but not making enough from it.
No, 100. Yeah, no, you're right. I spaced for a minute on the strike because I know that's seems like it's had some closure or come to agreements on that. But
I know.
no, I totally space on that. But you're absolutely right on that for sure.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that a couple episodes ago. I'm pretty sure it ended, but I don't know. I still see stuff online. Maybe it's still going on, but yeah, it definitely put a hold on a lot of things. But overall, I feel like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was going to say, overall, like, I just think it's an ongoing issue with the Marvel shows that they cost so much money and they're not making enough, and they're trying to rectify it by making things that people can watch standalone, like encouraging people to watch this. Like you don't need to know everything that happened in all the shows before it, all the movies before it. They're trying to figure out a way to get a new audience to come in without feeling overwhelmed. So that's going to be a big task because, like I said in previous pods, I'm totally out on all of it. I like the original characters, and I just don't really care for the new iterations of them or just like the lesser known characters. So it's tough to get people like me to jump back in.
I'm still in on it. I just haven't sat down and watched them. But I'm in. I'm still in.
What would put me back in is if, and I bet you they do this eventually, they bring back Robert Downey Jr. They find a way to bring him back. That'll bring everybody back. Like just like the Spider-Man movie with all three Spider-Men. They're all about money. They're gonna do it eventually. Like they're gonna offer Robert Downey Jr. so much money he can't refuse it, and we'll see him back some way, one or the other. But it'll probably happen.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Chris Evans will be back.
Yeah,
they'll be back. They'll make a cameo for sure.
Yeah, as I say, they asked in that podcast, who do you think won the most or like gained the most from being in the MCU of all those famous actors? I say, my opinion, it's got to be Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Evans. It's got to be one of those two, right? Like, they were well known, but Robert Downey Jr. was more well known. But they're like untouchable stars now. Like, they could probably do whatever they want.
That's a good question. Because, I mean, Yeah, like Mark Ruffalo already had a career. Scarlett Johansson had a career.
Yep.
Jeremy Renner, yeah, pretty solid.
Yep.
Um,
So, like, I feel like the three biggest winners are those two guys, Downey Jr., Chris Evans, and then probably Hemsworth. It's got to be the
oh
three,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I that's a good one because like Robert Downey Jr. already had a career when he was younger, and then came out of his drug phase and whatnot, and ended up helping revamp his career with Iron Man. Chris Evans was kind of just younger guy working his way up, and that just jumped him. And I think similar with Chris Hemsworth. That's a good question. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Another
don't
question
know.
for you: who's your favorite Chris?
Between those two, or is there
And
another Chris that I'm missing?
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, you got Guardians, Chris Pratt. You got Captain America, Chris
Yeah.
Evans, Thor, Chris Hemsworth, or Chris Pine. He's not in the MCU, but it's another Chris.
A lot of Chris's out there. A lot of Chris's. I'm a big Captain America guy, so I'd say Chris Evans.
Yeah,
But I do like Chris Hemsworth too. So he'd be number 2. Chris Pratt would be number 3. But if we're talking Parks and Rec,
oh
Yeah.
yeah, he's funny.
it goes
they're good.
back up there.
Yeah.
They're good.
Fun fact.
That's a top 3 list.
I know, right? Fun fact, Julia actually saw Chris Evans in person when she was working at Disney. She was one of the ride operators for Tower of Terror, and Chris
Okay.
Evans is a big Disney theme parks person. He's been there a bunch of times. And yeah, she loaded him onto her elevator, so pretty cool moment for her. Scarlett Johansson.
Very much.
I'm pretty sure Scarlett Johansson was there recently, right? Yeah, Scarlett Johansson was there recently. Just
Jonas Brothers.
Jonas Brothers were just there, but yeah, got to see Chris Evans.
That's cool.
He does have
That's
America's
really cool.
ass.
Julia says he does have America's ass and calves, apparently. Okay,
And Cavs.
yeah,
Cavs are in.
yeah. That's the kind of the MCU thoughts that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
But interesting stuff. We'll see where they go. See if they can try and get everything back on track. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
We'll
down.
see.
I'm down for an Iron Man comeback for sure.
It'll get there.
Yeah,
It'll be one movie.
Yeah,
He'll be
it's gonna
back.
happen eventually. They could figure out a way. They could do like flashbacks in time. There's definitely a way they can do it, but
Good. Oh yeah.
we'll see. See how long it takes on
Oh,
it,
yeah.
but it's gonna happen.
It will.
All right, let's take a break quick, and then we're gonna come back with Halloween. The Halloween episode right after this. All right, we're back. We're going to start out giving you our thoughts on Halloween. We kind of hinted at this last episode, but I'll let you go first. What are your thoughts on Halloween?
Personally, I'm not a big fan of Halloween.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I don't like it because I'm not a scary person guy. Like I don't like scary movies. Everything freaks me out. I like the candy, which we'll talk about later. But and I like dressing up and doing the costumes, which we'll also talk about. But yeah, I'm not a spooky season guy. I don't like scary movies. I don't like being scared. I'm not a fan of it. Not a fan.
Yeah, I agree. I think I really kind of developed my hate for Halloween in college because there was just a lot of Halloween parties, like those are big, and I never cared about Halloween, so I never like prepared a costume, and then it's like the day before or the night of, and you're like, what am I gonna wear? So you end up throwing something stupid together. I hated that. And then we are gonna do top five candy, and I do have a strong top five list, but I'd say outside of those top five, like I'm not a big candy person, so
Yeah.
it's another strike for Halloween. And then, like we talked about last week, I hate carving pumpkins. I freaking hate it. Hate it. So, yeah, that's three strikes.
I like the pumpkin carving, but yeah, no, the spooky stuff I don't like. I was gonna say something else, but then I forgot. So
No,
whatever.
I'm not a big scary movie person either. I will watch them, but right now, like Julia, she will never. She's like you. She will never watch a scary movie with me. The roommates don't like scary movies, so just never watch them. But
What? Go ahead.
I was just
Go
saying,
ahead.
like back in the day, back in whatever time Paranormal Activity came out, I went and saw those, and those scarred me for life.
So I don't know how you don't remember this, but I remember this very vividly, very,
Of course
very,
you do.
very vividly. So we were in high school, and we were hanging out with Brett,
Of course.
and you both pinned me to the couch and made me watch The Conjuring with you guys.
That's
and
awesome.
The movie sucked. And like it freaked me out a little bit, but unfortunately not as scary as I thought it would be. But I didn't like it. I didn't like watching it, and I'm never going to watch it ever again. But yeah, you guys pinned me to the couch. I don't know how you don't remember this.
Clearly, it didn't scar me like it scarred you, but that's funny. I'm glad we did that. I do remember watching The Conjuring. Like I remember parts of it. I don't remember vividly watching it, but The Conjuring. I watched a couple of the Insidious movies. I've watched some of the Paranormal Activity movies. I know they made a ton of those. I haven't seen all of them, but watched a few of those. And recently watched Smile. I actually really liked that movie. That came out last year. You should watch it. It's a good one. And
No, it's freaky.
but yeah, not a big fan of those movies. What about like Halloween? Like Michael Myers. Do you like those movies?
No.
You ever watched
No.
one? Have you ever watched one?
I'm not going to watch one. I'm not going to watch one.
Oh my god.
So I sat on the phone last night with Gabe, my sister, for a good bit of time, and she was chatting with me on how I need to get into watching all of the Saw movies.
Yep, I never watched those. Nah.
Oh, she loves them. She loves them.
Yeah, she likes that horror
Loves them.
stuff. She's
Absolutely
into
loves
it.
She is, yeah, she's like the exact opposite of Wyatt. Wyatt's freaked out about things, and she's like, oh, freaky stuff? Let me turn on the TV and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
No. Nope. 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 I'm not watching Saw, Gabe. All right? I'm not watching it. I'm not watching the first one all the way to however many movies they got. Not watching it.
Yeah, I think I watched the first one. Yeah, wherever they're chained to something and they had to cut off their leg or cut off their arm or something. That's the only Saw thing I remember. But they're on, what, 10 now? Isn't it Saw 10?
Sounds right.
Yeah.
She was telling me they're making a prequel, and it might be the guy that is in The Bear, the lead character.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That might be the main guy, whatever the heck is behind the puppet.
Okay.
You know?
Interesting.
I don't know. So that's how she was trying to get me into it. But
Yeah.
no.
But, all right, the Halloween movies, you should try it. You can hold a pillow, give it a nice cuddle, but they are not that bad. Michael Myers is a beast. Dude just does not die.
No.
He's relentless.
No. My favorite Halloween movie is Hubie Halloween.
Never seen that, but I know it's an Adam
Oh,
Sandler
it's-
thing. It's probably dumb.
It is. It is so dumb, but it is so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh, stupid lines, but they're good.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. That's right up your alley. Doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah. So, are you get nightmares immediately if you watch a scary movie type of person?
Growing up, I'd get nightmares just watching previews on TV.
Yeah, dude. Like ESPN.
They're freaky.
ESPN shouldn't
Yes.
have them, but ESPN has they'll randomly put on the scariest
Yes.
preview ever.
Yeah. I remember one time I can't remember now what the movie was, but it wasn't it because that came out a little later in life. But it was some sort of like clown freaky movie. And it like popped up out of the screen, And when we were going to bed that night, like I couldn't even go up the stairs without like someone turning on the light in the hallway and whatnot. I was like, Mom, you gotta turn it on. You gotta turn on the lights. I'm not going up. I'm not going up the stairs.
This is
Nope.
like
Nope.
like Elliot with bats. He wouldn't go outside under a tree because he's scared of the bats.
It was pretty close to that. It
Yeah.
was.
No,
I'm not gonna lie.
I get it. I'm the same way. Every time you're like downstairs, I run up as fast as you can. You always get that your heart starts beating like crazy. You think someone's gonna grab your foot. But my thing was I watched one of the Paranormal Activity movies. I can't remember which one. I think it's the third one. But the mom ghost, or she gets possessed or something. She's at the end of this hallway, and she's just kind of like looking down, doing the freaky ghost thing, and then she full out sprints at you, and it just reminded me of our house, my dad's house. We had this longish hallway, and every time I turned and looked down that hallway, I thought that woman was going to be standing there. I was like scarred for that for a while. But otherwise, those movies are so stupid. Most of them are so stupid. Kind of interesting, though. Another topic that came up in one of the podcasts I listened to was scary movies. And they're like, I think nowadays the movies are just too scary. Like, there's not enough breathing time in the movie. Like, it's just as soon as you get in, you're in it. And it's scary the entire time. Maybe if they made, like, kind of back in the day, made some movies that were a little calmer at certain points and then had their moments of scariness, but they just go all out now.
Yeah, no. I don't watch scary movies.
Smile was a good one that came out, and I've been trying to get Julia to watch it with me for a while. You remember the promo that they were doing? They had people in the stands at baseball games.
Yep. Just
stand there.
I won't forget that one. Nope. Don't look at me.
You like it?
Don't look at. No. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Don't stop doing that. Stop.
I do it to Julia.
Freaky.
I do it to Julia all the time. That movie was really good. I liked it. I'm not a huge I'm sure there's people who are big horror movies and they probably hated it or something. Everybody kind of hates everything, but I thought that movie was really good.
No.
I'm down.
No, that freaked me out.
Anybody that does like a creepy smile in a movie, it'll draw me in. And I don't even like scary movies, so I don't know. It just does it. Yeah. All right, so moving on from that, since we both kind of hate scary movies, what can you remember from growing up about your childhood, growing up into teenager, Halloween costumes? You remember anything?
Okay,
Got
yeah.
any good ones?
Well, that reminded me of what I was going to say earlier. That I said I couldn't remember what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. So when you're talking about, and I'll answer your question, but to talk about college costumes,
Yeah.
I was always the guy that like I was like way in left field compared to everyone else when it came to Halloween costumes. Like I went all in.
Yeah.
Like I was Jon Snow and
Ooh,
got the
that's a
wig
good
and like
one.
the whole thing, right? I look terrible in it, but I was all about it. Like I
You're
did
much
the
more of a
Darth
Tormund.
Vader. Yeah,
You should have done Tormund.
probably. I don't know. I don't have orange hair, but
Yeah.
we'd figure it out. And then like I was Darth Vader, and everyone else is wearing like goofy costumes, and I'm just all in Darth Vader mask. No one knows who I am. So it's like things like that. But growing up, I feel like I had like a costume almost every year, but a couple of the ones that stood out to me, I had like a Yu-Gi-Oh costume
Nerd.
with the yeah. I looked terrible in that too, but I was all out, decked out in that. Had like the wig too with it. Corey said it smells bad, or it smelt bad, but yeah, I wanted it. We did The Incredibles one year. I was Dash. That was interesting. I'm trying to think of like what else. I guess Corey said I was Darth Vader growing up too, but I don't remember that.
Probably like every other year. You're like, yeah, let's just do Darth Vader again.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, Darth Vader's like my favorite villain of all time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm trying to think of like what else. I don't know.
I had a couple good ones. I remember a couple of the earliest memories I have was being Buzz Lightyear one year. And every time I jumped, I thought I could fly. I've seen pictures. I was one of the Teletubbies when I was really little. But
Yeah, yeah.
other than that, I remember one of my favorites was being Ghostface. Had that Scream costume. That was awesome. The year after that, it probably had a phase of like, I want to be scary people. So I did that. And then one of the other years, I had a mask, and it had the thing where you could press on the heart and blood would run down the mask. You ever seen those? Those were so cool. Let's see, what else? I don't remember much after that, but college, my best one was Dexter. Dressed up as Dexter Morgan. Had his whole, like, kill outfit. That was a fun one.
I think my favorite one, like adult one that I was Josh Brolin from The Goonies. That one turned out pretty good.
Yeah. Haven't seen that movie, but I'll take your word for it.
Are you serious? That's a Halloween movie right there. You gotta watch The Goonies.
Okay.
It's one of the best movies.
Yeah. What about Stranger Things? Do you consider that Halloween themed?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
At least you watched
And
that.
it's great. That one. I thought there was a time when because it like came out in May or March, and I didn't end up watching it until like the end of that summer because I thought it was going to be too scary. But I ended up going in and watching it and did not regret it.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's really good. We're watching Harry Potter right now, actually, because one of our roommates has never seen the movies, never read the books, so we're watching that right now. You're shaking your head. What does that mean? Not a Harry Potter fan?
I like Harry Potter, but I tell you what, that series of movies thinks that they can just be in every single holiday and it makes sense. It does not, okay? You pick a holiday and you go with it. You can't be in Halloween and Christmas and Easter and New Year's and Valentine's Day and your birthday
isn't it?
and whatever else.
Isn't it supposed to be like a typical school year? So technically,
Yes.
some of those things could happen during the school year. But
Yeah, but like, come on,
yeah, I think it's funny how
pick a holiday.
every movie starts with Harry back at that shitty house with those terrible, his terrible not parents but whoever the hell they are. It's so funny.
Yeah.
He just can't wait to get out of there. It's like, why does he have to go back there every year? Why does the movie have to start the same way every year? Stuck in that crappy house.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
And Hagrid's picking him up every time.
yeah. It's always a different mode of transportation back to Hogwarts, though. I've noticed that.
Right. Right.
But
It can't be the same.
did you grow up watching those movies? I did not. I didn't watch it till college.
I grew up watching them, and I grew up reading the books. But I ended up stopping that at like the third, like Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
I watched the first three and read the first three books, and then fell off, and then picked it up back in college.
That's my favorite movie, Prisoner of Azkaban, third one.
That's a good one.
I like
Good
it.
one.
It's got the time turner, I think, in it. It's got the hippogriff. You know that thing, the, like flying horse thing. That thing is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my favorite. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I was never a big Harry Potter fan. I think it's cool, but not super huge into it. We're on the last movie though, so we just got one last one to go.
Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Part 2, yeah. I think when I was younger, my mom told me that she tried taking me to one of the movies, and I was too young. I was really scared, and we left right away. So had to have been one of the first few, but yeah.
That was like me and the Grinch.
You're scared
We-
of the
we
Grinch,
watched-
bro?
So like man, because it came out when we were like 4 or 5, and so like the trailers of like the Grinch like smiling, goofy, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and like the first scene, you know, of like how like they're like really scared of the Grinch and like all that. I didn't get past that part,
You know,
and we ended up leaving the theaters.
yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
so,
Interesting.
but
I-
I like the Grinch now.
Yeah.
I like the Grinch.
I grew up watching that movie all the time. The thing that actually scared me the most were the Who's. I hated the Who's. The ugly noses. Oh my god. That's what scared me. I thought the Grinch was awesome,
Yeah.
but yeah.
No,
Stupid Who's.
it's freaky. Stupid Who's. They got weird noses.
Yeah. Weird noses and weird hair.
And weird hair. Yeah.
And weird houses. Everything. Whoville's just weird.
Yeah, it's a goofy place.
Yeah.
That's why it's in a snowflake.
Yeah. Makes total sense.
Put that on your tongue next time.
Yeah, think about that next time you eat a snowflake. Murderer. Freaking murdering a whole civilization.
That's it. That's
Jeez. Julia thinks we're just complete idiots. She's back there laughing.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, so what do you think?
Good
Go
stuff.
to our top 5 candy?
I think we can go to the top 5 candy.
All right, top 5 Halloween candy. Not just any candy. It's got to be something that you typically would get on Halloween. So,
Right.
all right. Do you have an honorable mention to start us out?
I got an honorable mention. My honorable mention is Starburst.
Ooh, good one. Not on my list though. So,
Okay. I did a good mix of like chocolates and
yeah, the other
Candy.
kind. Yeah, yeah.
you know,
Same.
yeah, the other kind of candy.
Yeah. As I never liked Starburst as a kid, but growing up, I really, really liked the Starburst, especially the unwrapped minis. Oh, those are my favorite. Love those things.
I only like the pink flavor,
Yeah.
and the yellow flavor growing up. So
Weird.
I'd get really pissed when I'd see Starburst because there's another candy that I compare it with, and I'd rather have the other candy. So
Yeah.
I'll wait.
I cannot. I can't believe you just said that you liked yellow Starburst. That's disgusting. You are
The lemon?
a weird human being.
Yeah. The pink is my favorite, though.
Pink is the best. Yes, I like the pink and the red.
Pink is... The red's okay, but the yellow's really good.
Ugh.
It's not banana, it's lemon.
I know, but
It's good. It's really good.
of the four, it's the worst. Sorry. Pink, red, orange, yellow.
Oh, orange, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope, yellow.
All right. So my honorable mention is Sprees, either chewy or the hard ones. I don't care. The only reason I had that as honorable mention is because you typically don't see that as much on Halloween, but you still would get it, but not as much as the other stuff. So that's why I put it as honorable mention.
Lame.
Wait till my next one. You're gonna think the next one's super lame. But yeah, go ahead. You're number 5.
Probably. Number 5 is Butterfingers.
Barf. What a loser.
Bars.
I actually don't think I've ever had a Butterfinger in my life.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe.
They're good.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't like how they get, like, when you're eating them. You just got to really be cautious of them, like, getting really, really stuck in your teeth. I didn't really like that part of them.
I don't like candy that gets stuck like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it.
All right.
I don't eat it often, but I like it.
Fair enough. My number 5. I'm not a big candy person, just to preface this. My number 5 is Double Bubble Bubble Gum. I friggin' loved it when I got that for Halloween. Bro, stop judging.
Dude, you got gum? You're excited about gum?
That's the type of kid I was.
And you probably ate that gum too, and
Probably-
had your bowels get stuck up for like 9 days.
I didn't swallow the gum. I wasn't that dumb, but I would take as many pieces as I could, throw them in right away.
What?
Chew it until it loses its flavor, spit it out.
Oh my word. This list sucks.
I got some bangers coming up. Don't worry. Go ahead with your number 4.
All right, my number 4. I looked at 3 and I'm like, whoa, no, that's not it. Number 4 is Airheads.
Ooh,
I like the Airheads.
Okay.
They're good.
I also have that
They're
on my
good
list.
Halloween candy.
They are.
Okay.
They're a classic. It's higher on my list. So I agree,
Yeah,
I agree
yeah.
with you there. I bet
Yeah.
you my number 4 is going to be higher on your list too. I had
Okay.
Skittles.
Higher on my list.
Yeah, I figured. I knew you were a Skittles guy. I knew it. Nerd.
Yeah.
All right, what's your number 3?
You like nerds?
I do. I love nerds.
Gross.
Got to try the nerd clusters, bro. Fire.
They're gas.
Gas.
They're gas.
Got to get them. They're always at movie theaters. Grab you a bag of nerd clusters. They're good.
Gross.
All right, go with number 3.
So, your 4 was Skittles,
Yeah,
right?
my 4 was Skittles.
My 3 is Hershey's milk chocolate. If you give me the ones with almonds, I will rip your head off. I hate those.
Don't like nuts in your chocolate, huh?
Well, I don't like nuts in my Halloween bag.
Okay, fair enough.
Because, like,
I feel you there.
I'm taking it all in, and I move right through Hershey's milk chocolate. But if you put a nut in that, and I don't see the wrapper when I put it in, I get really mad.
Number 3 for me, I had Kit Kat. Do you have it on your list?
Okay. No, nope, not on my list.
Okay. You know, I could have put like Kit Kat slash Twix, because they're both like the same to me. I like them equally. They're both very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, that's what I'd go with number 3.
Okay. Number 2 for me is Skittles.
Okay. So I had that number 4. You love your Skittles, huh?
Yep, that's so it's like Starburst and Skittles.
Yeah.
Skittles, like I loved, like I didn't even like go and like pick them out one by one and eat them. I just
Yeah.
down the hatch,
Yep.
the whole bag.
Got to put them all together. Can't eat them one by one. That's just not right. You got to, yeah.
It's the perfect flavor when you mix them all together.
Yes. My number 2 was Airheads, which you had number 4, correct?
Oh, number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, we swapped them.
Yep. Swap, like I said earlier.
Swip swap.
The OGs would know that one. That was from one of the first couple episodes. But
It was.
yeah, I love Airheads. Still love them. If I like recently, I can't remember where we got it, but we got like a pack of 50 of them or 100 of them. And it was all the flavors. You even got the white ones, which are a mystery flavor. Oh,
Yeah.
love Airheads.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. All right. Drum roll. I bet you we have the same number 1. But I'm going to give you a drum roll here.
I doubt it. Reese's.
Oh, no, we're wrong. Okay.
Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite. Reese's peanut butter cups are my favorite.
I should have known that.
love 'em.
I should have known that. I knew you were a loser, so like I should have known that already.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this Hubba Bubba Bubble Gum as your number 5.
Double bubble
Ooh,
for
do
you
share
for
your-
your information, bro. Double bubble. Come on now.
Do share. What is it? Big League Chew?
Hubba Bubba is great too, by the way. But my number 1, I can't believe you didn't have this. My number 1 is Snickers. You don't like Snickers? It's the nuts.
I like Snickers, but they're not my Halloween candy.
Okay. I like the snack size ones. They're nice for Halloween.
Yeah.
Always look
Like-
forward to those.
Like Snickers, Twix, Kit Kat. Well, Kit Kat's more of a Halloween candy, but
Yeah.
Snickers and Twix, I feel like they're really good, like on their own when you want something throughout the year.
Yeah. You know what I do? I swear,
Yeah.
like every time I go to a grocery store, I'm checking out, and they got the Snickers just sitting there. I grab one of them bad boys, throw it on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a good, all in all around, year round candy or chocolate bar to get. The rest of these on the list, like, I feel like you're getting them more at Halloween time. Maybe not. Hershey's, Skittles, I feel like they're kind of in that boat too. But that's my opinion. So they didn't make my Halloween list
Gotcha.
of candy.
Fair enough. Reese's. Do you like all the different kinds? You like the pieces? You like the cups? You like everything?
I hate Reese's Pieces. They're terrible.
Okay, so
They're
it's gotta be
trash.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
It's gotta be Reese's peanut butter cups. I mean, like my all-time favorite Reese's is the Easter eggs at Easter time. Since we're talking about Reese's,
Yeah.
and then it's the Christmas trees are number 2. The jack-o'-lanterns are number 3, and then the original
Regular peanut butter
peanut
cups.
butter cups. Yeah, they're number 4. I don't like the minis because I gotta, well, not the minis, but the ones that are the normal smaller ones. I hate taking the wrappers off of all of them. So I really like the minis in the bag because you just open up the bag and they're all right there and you just
That's
they're
like
all down the hatch.
Yeah, that's like me with the Starburst minis. It's
Yeah.
just easier.
Yeah.
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 I never really liked Reese's peanut butter cups growing up. I told you this before we started, but there was one year, it was probably like a week where I just was craving them, and I ate a ton of them.
Yep.
And ever since then, I've never wanted to touch a Reese's peanut butter cup. So that was my journey. Overdid it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. I chatted with you about, like, that's kind of the same for me and Twizzlers.
Yeah.
Because I went to a movie theater one time, ate a whole bag of Twizzlers, and pulled trick later that day. haven't ate licorice again, but yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't mind Twizzlers. Not a huge licorice fan, but yeah, that seems to happen. You go too hard, you eat the whole bag. You never want it again.
No.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Cool.
I hope the fans get a little giggle.
Yeah. Sorry we missed a week. We're a little late, but this will be coming out right before Halloween. So perfect Halloween treat for you guys. But yeah. Thank you everybody for listening. Make sure to go follow us on Instagram at 2 Bros in a Pod 2023. Follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe. And then like it, comment, and let us know what your top 5 Halloween candy is. Tell me whose list was better. Who do you like more? Who's the better host? Let's get serious here.
That. We already know that.
Yeah, we already know that. Me. But
Someone that doesn't put gum on their freaking top 5 list of candies.
yeah, whatever. All right. Thanks again, everybody, for listening. Peace out. See you later. See you, Wyatt.
Toodles.
Take it easy, Mountain Faith.